Have you ever stopped to consider how the fate of a sports dynasty might hinge less on the talent on the court and more on the hands that hold the reins behind the scenes? What if the whispers of an imminent seismic shift in ownership aren't just rumors, but the harbingers of a new era that could redefine everything we thought we understood about the Los Angeles Lakers' future? Could the pulse of this franchise's legacy beat now not through the thundering crowds inside the Staples Center, but through the unseen corridors of billion-dollar boardrooms and shadowy power moves? Today, right here on Lakers News Fan Report, we dive headfirst into the labyrinthine web of high-stakes business, mingling with history, ambition, and a hint of uncertainty that has set the entire basketball world buzzing. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. There's a storm looming over the Pacific, subtle, almost imperceptible at first glance, but growing in magnitude with every headline and every anxious fan tweet that floods Twitter timelines. If you've been tracking the NBA offseason chatter, you know the name Mark Walter is not new to sports circles. But what is new, startling even, is the anticipated takeover of the Lakers by this enigmatic billionaire whose portfolio reads like a sports industry fantasy, owning stakes in Chelsea FC, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and now poised to add the most storied franchise in basketball history to his empire. But who exactly is this man whose hands might soon grasp the helm of Lakers Nation's heartbeat? And what does this mean for a team that just can't afford to falter not? When LeBron James is still dropping vintage performances, and Anthony Davis keeps teasing flashes of dominant potential, the conspiracy of whispers grows louder. Is this transaction merely a business move, or a chess gambit designed to recalibrate the entire Lakers organization on a global scale? In tracing Mark Walter's path, it's impossible to ignore the sheer scale and ambition woven into every facet of his investments. Born in the heartland of America, Iowa, Walter's rise from financial virtuoso to sports tycoon was no accident. His firm, Guggenheim Partners, commands an astonishing $325 billion in assets. That's trillion-level wealth shaping not just markets, but entire sports ecosystems. There's a logic here that merges numbers and narratives, a man who sees true value not just in wins and losses, but in legacies, brands, and cultural dominance. The Los Angeles Dodgers World Series victory last year after a decade-long drought under his watch isn't mere coincidence. It's part of a blueprint. Could we soon see a Lakers renaissance echo that success? Could Walter's ownership signal a future where the franchise's 17 NBA titles aren't relics, but the foundation stones of a new dynasty, led by the talent on the floor, but engineered by strategic investments and innovation off it? Social media has been a crucible of both hope and anxiety. Lakers fans flood forums and comment sections with a mix of excitement for the capital infusion and fear of what a corporate takeover might mean for the soul of the franchise. Memes tug at the legacy of Jeannie Buss, who has been the emotional and public face of Lakers leadership since her father Jerry Buss's passing in 2013. Though reports confirm Jeannie remains president, a continuity that many fans cling to. For reassurance, the influence a majority owner wields is profound and often unpredictable. Could Jeannie Buss serve as the stabilizing force amidst this corporate crescendo? Or might she eventually take on a different role as the power dynamics shift? Some insiders whisper about potential front office shakeups designed to align with Walter's philosophy. Others speculate on new partnerships, branding strategies, or even untapped global markets being targeted as part of a broader vision. The Lakers are not just a basketball team, they're a symbol of global sports culture. And this deal could be the catalyst that propels their influence to an even more stratospheric level. Zooming into the team itself, questions mushroom like wildfire. LeBron James, the ageless gladiator whose thirst for one more championship fuels every moment on court, must undoubtedly be factoring in these changes off the hardwood. Is it possible that a shift in ownership could nourish new organizational ambitions, designed to build a more championship-ready roster around him? Or could it bring distractions, new agendas, or a shift in priorities that complicate the delicate balance of veteran leadership, young talent development, and salary cap management? Anthony Davis, ever the enigmatic superstar whose health and consistency are the foundation for any Lakers success story, now finds himself at the nexus of this transformation with a new regime prioritized building around AD's unique skill, set with the promised financial muscle, or recalibrate the Lakers' style and strategy entirely. The front office, too, is under the microscope. caught between honoring the Buss family's heritage and adapting to the ambitions of a billionaire whose sports empire spans continents and industries. Historically, ownership transitions for storied franchises like the Lakers are rarely quiet or frictionless. Remember when Jerry Buss bought the team in 1979 for a mere $67.5 million? A sum nearly unfathomable today, considering we're talking about a $10 billion deal changing hands nearly half a century later. The magnitude of this financial leap isn't just a figure. It's emblematic of the stakes involved and the scale of the transformation underway. The Lakers went from regional basketball contenders to global icons during the Buss era. Now, under Mark Walter's stewardship, with his proven track record from baseball and football's soccer giants, it's not a stretch to imagine the Lakers' footprint expanding beyond American courts and stadiums to become a truly international sports dynasty. Yet, with these ambitions come risks. Could the unique Lakers culture, the glamour and grit of Hollywood's team, survive the calculated world of billion-dollar cross-sport conglomerates? Or will Lakers Nation find itself a passenger on a ride, driven more by spreadsheets and global market strategies than by purple and gold pride? Journalists covering the deal have offered mixed outlooks and marvel at the potential for Lakers to tap into Walter's wide-ranging sports portfolio, merging marketing, technology, and influence in ways that might revolutionize fan engagement and team operations. Others warn about the Moneyball effect in basketball, where analytics and aggressive financial maneuvers could overshadow the human stories that create those indelible Lakers moments. The social buzz, meanwhile, reflects a divided fan base. Younger fans often embrace the tech-savvy, global vision Walter represents, while lifelong supporters hold fast to nostalgia and caution, wary of losing the intimate Lakers essence that transformed figures like Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and now LeBron into not just players, but legends etched in the collective consciousness of basketball fans worldwide. Imagine the crossroads, LeBron James still defying Father Time, locked in the twilight of a career that's seen him rewrite greatness. Anthony Davis nursing the hope of finally fusing potential with consistency, and behind the scenes, a new Titan whose fingers stretch across soccer's top-flight pitches, baseball's diamond dynasty, and even the speed and danger of Formula One racing, now ready to steer the Lakers into uncharted terrain. Could synergy between these sports franchises offer innovative training methodologies, fan experiences, or global branding opportunities to the purple and gold? Is it possible that this is the dawn of a Lakers era where basketball excellence meets cutting-edge sports business strategies in a way no other franchise has ever executed? The very idea sends a thrilling shiver through the spine of every true Lakers fan. But with all this impending change, the emotional core remains grounded. The Buss family's legacy is monumental, from Jerry Buss's visionary acquisition to Jeannie's steadfast leadership. The Lakers have embodied a spirit of relentless pursuit, relentless not just of championships, but of an identity woven into Los Angeles' cultural fabric. This transition doesn't erase that. It challenges it, pushes it, makes us question what the essence of the Lakers truly is. Is this franchise about a single family's passion, or has it evolved into a global brand where ownership is merely a starting point for grander dreams? Could the integration of Walter's diverse sports empire bring new life to the Lakers' storied history, or might it risk alienating the core that made this franchise sacred to millions? So, Lakers Nation, I leave you with this. What do you think about all of this? A $10 billion ownership shift under a man whose name is already synonymous with sporting greatness. Is it the dawn of Lakers' golden renaissance, or the beginning of a new kind of challenge that tests more than just the players on the court? Personally, as a passionate Lakers supporter, I believe this is a pivotal moment filled with both immense opportunity and cautionary undertones. The financial power and sports vision Mark Walter brings could very well catapult the Lakers back to championship glory, blending cutting-edge strategy with the magic only this franchise can inspire. Yet, the question remains, can we, as fans, trust the heart of the Lakers to thrive amidst such monumental change? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you're riding high with Lakers News Fan Report, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because what's about to unfold might just rewrite not only the purple and gold's destiny, but the very narrative of the NBA's present and future. The tremors from this ownership shift are already cracking the Western Conference's foundation, threatening to upend long-held power dynamics and send ripples far beyond Hollywood's glittering skyline. Picture this: LeBron James, the indomitable king, edging closer to the twilight of his storied career, staring into the next chapter not as a lone monarch, but as the central figure in a recalibrated empire, one meticulously engineered by Mark Walter's unprecedented business acumen. This isn't simply about dollars or wins. It's about reshaping legacies. LeBron's averages hovering near 28 points per game even now carry the weight of a player who has thrived because his environment matched his ambition. How does a seismic ownership change play into his psyche? Could the infusion of fresh capital and vision finally build around him a championship-caliber roster that maximizes every clutch moment in the paint and on the perimeter? Remember last year's late-game heroics where Braun defied age and odds, carving out victory from the jaws of defeat? What if this new era unlocks a ceiling where those moments become multiplicative, not fleeting? And then there's Anthony Davis, the enigmatic titan, whose defense strikes fear into opponents, and whose offensive skill set teeters on transcendent greatness when health permits. This new ownership brings with it power and patience, a potential oasis to nurture AD in a way previous regimes struggled. Imagine tailored conditioning programs launched from cross-sport innovations, borrowed from the Dodgers or Chelsea, keeping Davis on the floor all season. Imagine the front office no longer constrained by legacy cap arithmetic, but making bold, aggressive moves to surround AD and LeBron with a cast that can dominate on both ends. Feel Reeves' pulse now, a jet-fueled spark plug whose energy ignites the bench and inspires the team's swagger. Could this be the launch pad where young talents like him flourish even further under an ownership that treats player development as an art, not an afterthought? Bronny's own journey feels intrinsically tied to this moment, as the prodigal son steps on a court shadowed by his father's massive silhouette. Could a pioneering franchise culture fueled by Walter's tenure of global sport leadership offer Bronny a home like none other? A place where legacy and innovation blend, setting a blueprint for a dynasty that spans generations. The parallels to Lakers dynasty building lore are unavoidable. Think about Kobe Bryant's relentless ascension in 2009, when a fierce new leadership mindset emerged alongside Shaq's dominance, fusing grit and glamour into a juggernaut. Recall Magic Johnson's Showtime era, where charisma met masterful team orchestration, all against a backdrop of visionary ownership that knew how to harness star power. The Shaq-Kobe dynamic wasn't just about talent, it was a cultural statement, backed by owners who dared to dream as big as their banners. Now, fast forward to this moment. Could Mark Walter's stewardship be the missing piece that shifts the Lakers from a team starved for stability and championship consistency to an unstoppable force that redefines power and prestige? Those dreams aren't confined to Los Angeles borders anymore. They spell ripple effects across an NBA hungry for change. Consider Golden State Warriors, whose dynasty days are being challenged by a Western Conference suddenly packed with venom and fire. The new Lakers regime could flip the script, pulling power away from Steph Curry's splash kingdom by reasserting a purple and gold standard that blends historic bravado with modern mastery. Phoenix Suns' hopes for establishing their own dynasty face a huge one now, questioning if the Lakers' financial muscle and strategic elbow room can break through there. Desert Blossom, Denver Nuggets, they're stacked, star-studded. Yet new Lakers leadership might flex a muscle that threatens to upend Nikola Jokic's dreams with fresh, high-profile roster moves. It's no longer just a basketball season, it's a seismic showdown of visions, legacies, and raw ambition. Imagine Magic Johnson's grin at this moment, equal parts nostalgia and hopeful fire. Remember his words, the Lakers are more than a team, they're an idea, a culture, a family. What if he sees in Walter the visionary capable of rekindling that family spirit while bringing 21st century innovation? Meanwhile, LeBron James might walk a tightrope, focused, laser-sharp, aware that this could be his ultimate chapter or the launch pad of a dynasty bearing his mark. Long after he's gone, the media frenzy churns with theories, hot takes, and feverish analysis. Some pundits whisper about corporate coldness creeping into the locker room, threatening to erode that raw Lakers soul Kobe and Magic carved out by sheer will. Yet others foresee a synergy so potent it will rewrite how franchises merge athletics, marketing, and global influence. This is the NBA at its cinematic best, a thriller where every pass, every trade rumor, every playoff run morphs into a high-stakes gambit fueled by unprecedented resources behind the scenes. The very heartbeat of this franchise, the players, the staff, and the fanbase stands at a crossroads. Could the Lakers actually emerge from this upheaval more united and focused than ever? Or will tension spark as the Buffs family is emotional? Legacy negotiates with Walter's cold, strategic calculus? It's here that the true drama pulses. Will identity survive and thrive, or be reshaped into something unrecognizable to the diehards? And yet, through all the permutations, one truth remains inviolable: LeBron's unyielding will, Anthony Davis's enigmatic dominance, and the spark of new youth in Reeves and Bronny offer a narrative canvas so rich it demands belief. The Lakers are no strangers to the kind of mythology that rises from chaos. It's often in the crucible of change that legends find new life. So, as we stand at this volatile precipice, I ask you, will this be the catalyst that resurrects Lakers greatness? Will the ownership swerves, the locker room recalibrations, and the fusion of sport and business innovation propel us into a decade marked not by struggle, but by purple and gold triumph? Personally, as a die-hard Lakers believer, I know this moment could define our era. It's a rare confluence of talent, legacy, and vision that demands we lean in, not shy away. I see a future primed for greatness, a franchise ready to deftly balance the heartbeats of tradition with the roar of modern ambition. If this fires you up, hit that like, share your take, and subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report so you never miss another blockbuster update. This is more than news, it's our saga unfolding live. Lakers Nation, the next chapter is ours to write.